Lo, mysterious movie explanation here. Today I am going to explain a short film called 2081. Warning, spoilers ahead. This film represents the future where equality has become dominant, but at the same time, freedom has become non-existent. Anyone promoting freedom is apprehended and punished. What's scary is that the way our society is progressing, this sci-fi short movie may turn out to be real in the not-so-distant future. The movie begins with a narration in the background that the year is 2081 and finally everyone is equal in every sector. People aren't equal just by law or God, they are now equal in each and every way. Nobody is smarter and beautiful or better looking, faster, or stronger than anybody else. The narration continues saying that all equality is possible because of the 211th, 212th, and 213 amendments done to the Constitution of the state. It was only possible because of the unceasing vigilance of the United States handicapped general. The strong people are compelled to wear more weight to make them feel weaker. The intelligent wear earpieces that frequently fire radio noise to keep them away from taking unfair advantage of their brain. And the beautiful people wear masks in places where their beauty can be found distracting. It is called the golden age of equality. Despite all the equality, some things about living are still not right. We are then taken back to a scene where some police officers barge inside a house to take a guy away in front of his elderly parents. Back in the present, the guy's father, George Bergeron, is trying to fix the TV signal. Since he is wearing the earpieces too, he can barely remember about his son being taken away by the government. As he is distracted by small flashback of his son being dragged out, his wife Hazel reminds him that he has to fix the TV. He then insert a tube-like device behind the television to start it. The television is showing a graceful ballet dance being performed by a group of beautiful ladies. The ladies are dancing while wearing some weights around their necks and arms. They are also wearing masks, so that they don't look superior to anyone. Meanwhile, George is again having some flashbacks about the past. But as he tries to remember more about the incidents, the interference from the earpiece cuts him off. His wife is also able to hear the distracting noise and asks him how it was, to which George replies that it was loud. She mentioned that she heard the sound of someone hitting a milk bottle with a ball-peen hammer. She also adds that it must be good to hear different sounds every day. George replies that it isn't pleasing as it disturbs him. Hazel further adds that if she was the handicapper general, she would add the noise of the chimes, which would be pleasing to hear and would also honor the religion. She also thinks that she would make a good handicapper general and agrees to her instinct. On the television, we can still see the beautiful girls performing the ballet dance. After some time, George again has the visions of the policeman taking away his son, Harrison, forcefully. But just like the previous times, he is distracted by the noise in his earpiece. Seeing this, Hazel feels that he is just tired and suggests he could take some rest by placing the handicaps on the pillow. She thinks that he always seems to be worn out and wants to make him feel lightheaded in any way possible. However, George immediately denies her request and tells her that if he takes the handicaps off for once, he will feel like keeping them off. Hazel replies that she would hate it, and he answers that they can't do anything about that. Here, we get to know that removing any form of disability is a crime by law. Hence, everyone has to abide by the rules, even at home. Meanwhile, the ballet dance program on the television is interrupted to present breaking news. Hazel gets mad due to the interruption for presenting the same old news. As the news reporter tries to present the breaking news, he stammers continuously, because of which the broadcast is stopped for a while. Despite the wasted effort, Hazel feels that the news reporter tried his best to present the news and his salary must be increased by looking at his efforts. This implies that all the citizens have been brainwashed into acting equal. Even inside home, they show traits of equality. After this, Hazel gets up from the couch and heads into the kitchen to get the dishes done. While she is doing the dishes, the news resumes with a new news reporter. He says that they have received a warning from the handicapped general that a suspected anarchist, Harrison Bergeron, has escaped from the police custody. He presents that Harrison was arrested 6 years ago for propagandist vandalism, broadcast piracy, refusal to report his quarterly handicapping evaluations, and a blatant removal of his handicaps in a public place. Despite the fact that Bergeron was in tight security, he vanished miraculously. The reporter advises the public to be aware of him, as he is a genius and an athlete who is under-handicapped and extremely dangerous. While George is listening to the news carefully, Hazel can't hear it due to the water flowing from the tap. The reporter then concludes his report, requesting the public to contact the local authorities if they see Harrison nearby. After the news is over, the ballet dancing program continue. Suddenly, the ballet girls start to hear some thumping sound. This is heard by everyone through the television too. George quickly recognizes the sound to be of his son Harrison and utters his name. Harrison appears with all his body chained, dragging one of the security guard to the stage. After reaching the stage, he starts urging everyone present there to be silent and to listen to him. He leaves the security guard he was grabbing and tells everyone that there's a bomb underneath the building whose detonator is in his hands. The other security guards are seen approaching him from behind, but as soon as he takes out the detonator, they run away from the stage. Harrison then strongly suggests everyone to remain in their seats. In the kitchen, Hazel is still washing the dishes and is completely unaware about the incidents happening on the television. At the theater, Harrison stomps his leg loudly on the ground and apologizes with everyone present there for interrupting their entertainment. He adds that hopefully he could provide some sort of entertainment by himself. He then introduces himself and mentioned that he is a fugitive, a public threat and an abomination of the able. He also mentioned himself as the greatest man anyone has never known. Harrison further reveals that he is being held prisoner by the state for the last 6 years, without any trial and with torture which has no end. He explains that the state tried to destroy every trace of extraordinary lying inside him, but they were unable to do so. He says that he is standing in front of them being beaten, hobbled and sickened, but not broken. Harrison then says that they must destroy the enemy who is hiding in the darkness. He suggests everyone to shine their lights so that all the world can notice them. After finishing his speech, he rips apart his handicaps and throws them on the floor. The audience in the theater are astounded by this, as they have been blinded by the government. At home, George is shocked to see his son doing all this on television. Meanwhile, Hazel is still busy doing the dishes. In the next scene, as a guy escapes the theater, he comes across a battalion of armed police forces along with the handicapper general. The head officer asks the bomb disposal team about the status of the bomb, to which they reply that they will need some time to work it out. We also see that various groups of the police forces are placed at different locations. Inside the theater, Harrison asks for a volunteer to display his next trick. When no one from the audience accepts to be his volunteer, he turns his head towards the group of ballet dancers. One of the ballet dancers reluctantly accepts and starts removing her handicaps. When she approaches Harrison, he removes her mask and whispers something into her ears. He then asks the musicians to play some music outside. The police force is ready to enter the theater. Just then, Group E of the police force, the bomb specialist, informed the head officer that the bomb has been successfully disarmed. The head officer then contacts the television broadcaster to stop the live broadcast. Back inside the theater, Harrison is listening to the music played by live musicians, but he suddenly asks them to stop. He then orders one of the cellists to play the violin for him. Ray cellist obliges in fear, Strats playing the violin gracefully. The music soothes everyone present in the audience. At home, George is also enjoying the music being played. However, his joy turns into grief as the broadcast is stopped unexpectedly. The head officer also receives a message from the broadcasting unit: the live broadcast has been stopped. He then orders all of his units to stand by for entry into the theater. Inside, Harrison starts dancing with the ballerina, while holding the detonator in his hands. As he senses that the troops are about to enter, he presses the detonator, which activates one of the systems underground. While this doesn't blow anything up, it resumed the interrupted TV broadcast once again. Seeing his son back on TV again, George's face lights up. Meanwhile, Harrison and the ballerina continue dancing while the police force and the handicapper general enter the theater. She takes the head officer's gun and marches towards Harrison. Just then, the head officer finds out through his earpiece that the event is being broadcasted live. He quickly rushes to stop the handicapper general, but it's too late. Harrison is shot by the lady and he lies flat on the stage. The head officer reaches the stage and the general finally realizes that she is on air. The television broadcast also ends and Hazel finally finished doing her dishes. George is distraught by what he saw. When he tries to think more of it, he is interrupted by the loud frequency from his earpiece. When Hazel asks what's wrong, he simply replies that he doesn't remember, but he saw something sad on the television. Hazel then suggests that he forget sad things like she always does. The movie ends as a confused George gets up to get some drinks from the refrigerator, while Hazel hums the music from the ballet dance. This short film represents the future where intelligent and gifted people may not be able to showcase their talents. World where everything is equal, but no freedom. Please do subscribe and hit the bell icon for more mysterious explanation. Have a good day.